This is lesson 2.4, Reasoning in Algebra. If you take a look here, to do any one of these operations, add, subtract, multiply, or divide, it has to be done to both sides of the equation. It cannot be done just to one side. If you do it to one side, then you're doing combining like terms. But if I do it to both sides, so like here, the A is on this side and the B is on this side of the equal sign, and I'm going to add C to both sides, then that is addition property. Here I'm going to subtract C from both sides. Here I'm going to multiply C to both sides, and here I'm going to divide both sides by C. So if you do it to both sides, then you can say it's addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. If you only do it to one side, then you're combining like terms. All right, this one, A is equal to A, is the reflexive property. It's like looking in the mirror. When you look in the mirror, you see your reflection. So A is equal to A. If A is equal to B, then B is equal to A. I used to call this one the commutative property, but this is going around the equal sign, and the commutative property does not. Commutative property is like commute, where you go from home to school and then school from home. So symmetric property is like that. You go from home to school and then school to home. Symmetric. Transitive. This is the long one. If A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then A is equal to C. It's like substitution. I'm saying A is equal to B, and then I say B is equal to C. So in the place of B, I'm substituting A because B is equal to A, right? Substitution. A is equal to B, then B can replace A in any expression. And then this one is the distributive property, where AB plus AC. You give A to each one of the warehouses. All right, next one. Property of congruency. The difference here is you have congruency, which has to do with geometry, and the other one had to do with algebra. So reflexive. AB is going to be congruent to AB with the line over. Angle A is going to be congruent to angle A. It's equal to itself. Symmetric. AB is congruent to CD, then CD is congruent to AB. Go from home to school, school to home. Angle A is congruent to angle B, so then angle B is congruent to angle A. Transitive, if A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then A is equal to C, EF. If angle A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then A is equal to D. All right, this next one. When you do these, you want to look at the line that you're on and the line that's above it and see what changed. You don't want to look on the line that you're on and then write down the steps. You want to look at the line that you're on and what's above it. So this is given, even though it's given to you over there. So this is given. 5x still stayed 5x. The minus 12 is gone. The 32 became a 44, and the x is still an x. So what changed? This says subtract 12. So we added 12 to both sides to get to 44. So this is addition. Again, you look at the line that you're on and the line up above to see what's different. All right, so I got a minus an x here. The 44 stayed the same. So I subtracted an x on this side and subtracted an x on that side. So that's subtraction because I did it to both sides. I divided this side by 4 and divided this side by 4, so that's division. of equality. Next one, name the property that justifies. So if P is congruent to Q and Q is congruent to R and R is congruent to S, then P is congruent to S. So that's your transitive. Okay? And that's the same thing for all of these. Moving down here, that has to do with geometry now. Ray LM bisects angle KLN. So as you see over here, this was given to you. It was given to you right here. Next one. Angle MLN is equal to angle KLM. Okay, so that's the definition of a bisector. The definition, because this bisects it, which means then it cuts it in half, two equal parts. And here's my two equal parts. All right, next one. 4x is equal to 2x plus 40. This is substitution. So what I did was I substituted, instead of MLN, I now put in 4x. And instead of putting KLM, I put 2x plus 40 into place. Here the 4x became 2x, the 2x is gone, and the 40 stayed a 40. So I subtracted 2x on this side and 2x on this side. So this is subtraction. And here I divided both sides by 2, so this is division.